Back to Chef Boy Magic. Alright, I got my steaks in the oven, and my Brussels sprouts are almost ready to cook. And what I'm doing now is I'm opening a can of chicken broth, and I'm going to glaze the tornado potatoes. Now, I already demonstrated, so I did that 7 more times. And I made 8 of them. So I got them in this pan right here. Tornado potatoes. I'm going to pour in the chicken broth, just to where it's about halfway for the potatoes. A little more. Alright? And I'm pretty much done with this. I'm going to sprinkle in a little salt. Potatoes are very bland. I'm going to add a little bit more. And the broth is bland too. And I'm going to throw in some butter. Alright? Now, you want everything to kind of start out cold. And I want it to kind of boil, really boil a lot. So that when it finishes, it'll have a really nice glaze over it. And it'll thicken and just be really nice. Now the steak's almost done. And we're going to get ready to take those out of the oven and do our Brussels sprouts in the steak base. Alright? So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to cook the Brussels sprouts. Alright? I've got some portobello mushrooms, diced ham, and a yellow onion. Alright? So the ham's pretty much already cut. Nothing to do with that. The mushrooms, portobello, they're really big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dice them up and put them into my Brussels sprouts. Now, a lot of times, everybody doesn't do this, but this black part right here, you don't really want this. So, I'm going to cut it off. Okay? Much of it as you can. Alright? It's really fuzzy. Okay? I'm gonna just cut all these off, and they're gonna provide a really nice flavor with my Brussels sprouts, which a lot of people don't like. But if you don't know how to cook them, then of course the superstitions are going to be true about them. Chef Boy Magic. Alright. You definitely don't want the stem. Some of them came with the stem on them. And I don't quite need all these. But while we're waiting on the steak, we can pretty much prepare for that. Brussels sprouts ain't that hard. Alright. I think that should be about enough. I'll do one more for shiggles. Alright. So now I'm just going to cut them into little diced pieces. One more. Alright. Now they don't have to be quite even. They're kind of big because the Brussels sprouts are big. Alright. And they're going to turn in a nice brown color when you saute them. And it's going to look really nice with the Brussels sprouts. I keep saying it so it'll sound appetizing, because a lot of people don't like them. Alright, that should be good. I'll do a couple more. This is for 3 people. You want to make sure you have enough. You want to make sure your portions are kind of even. And one more. My potatoes are going pretty good. They're heating up. Soon they'll be coming to a roaring boil, and it'll glaze just like carrots. But instead, I didn't add sugar, so I don't want them to be sweet. Just a little more. There we go. Those are our mushrooms. I'm going to put these in a little container. And you could do this either way, but I'm going to rinse them off, because they do come out of the ground, so a lot of the dirt and maybe some of the little bugs that the farmer may have missed are still on them. Just give them a little rinse here. Now you could do them before you cut them, but I like to cut them because anything that might have gotten inside. See all that dirt in there? That's just from the mushroom. Alright. There we go. And you may not be able to tell on the camera, but they look a lot better. Alright. I'm going to put some of this bacon in a container. Not bacon, diced ham. Alright, the steaks are done. So I'm going to take them out. Alright, I'm going to pour off some of this liquid. But that's how the steaks are looking right now. Okay. Alright. Steaks right there. I'm going to pour off a little bit of this liquid. Pretty much just to coat the pan. That's all I wanted to do. Alright. I'm going to set these back in the oven so they'll stay warm. Alright. Back to the ham. Chef Boy magic. Really tough bag of ham. There we go. Just a little. The ham's gonna provide a little bit of grease itself with the cabbage. Break that up some. I think that'll be pretty good. My potatoes are going good. See how they're going to come into a roaring boil? And that's going to reduce down and give them a nice glaze. Alright, now I'm going to do this onion. Alright, I'm going to do something called a souffle cut. A souffle cut is when you basically deconstruct an onion while it's whole, and it basically falls apart into dice. It's a French word, souffle. It's basically kind of a rough cut for an onion. Peel it.